B&Q review with our best friend Pat. What's going on, Grant?
What is going on? Guys, it's hump day.
Stop. On my Wednesday call at work, every Wednesday we end the call with hump day.
God. Okay, I'm guilty of it with Friday. I'm like, happy Friday, because I feel like the Friday energy.
Good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it being guilty. You got anyone that says Happy Monday?
Case of the Mondays. Someone's got a case of the Mondays.
No one says Happy Monday.
People say Happy Monday. I mean, but like it's a weird thing. It's not a joking thing. I mean, it's just serious. It's like, Happy Monday, guys. You're like, what?
Oh, no. I haven't had that. People will be like, oh, I'm still sorry. I'm still like, it's Monday. I'm still like.
Weekend.
All right.
Maybe it's, we're all like, none of us are really managers. Maybe once you get to a manager, you're like, I have to make this an enjoyable experience for everyone. You put like that burden on you that we just haven't seen yet. But
yeah, you have to bond your team members with a common enemy, which is you saying Happy Monday.
So they can talk shit about you and
then now they're buddies and you're the evil dictator.
Mm-hmm. You've joined the commoners with a cause.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll find out when that happens. I don't think I will ever say that, but who knows? Maybe your brain changes as you grow up. So maybe 15, 20 years down the road, something clicks in your brain. You go, actually, I love Mondays.
I missed you guys.
You're like, I'm glad to be back. I wasn't doing shit yesterday.
He did that time away.
Any news? Mr. Farmer? Anything to share with the class?
See, Quinn's got manager. Look at that.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I was just, not targeting it out specifically. There's only 2 members in the class, so I thought I would.
Sorry, I was multitasking. Can you say that again?
Do you have anything to share for the class? Any
And remind me what the class is again.
This is the class of life.
Does that mean you're the teacher?
I'm like the hall monitor.
Corporate, this guy.
Corporate.
I make sure everyone's got their passes.
You do that. I bought my first vehicle.
Whoa!
Congrats.
Thank you.
What kind of car, Grant?
It's my dream vehicle.
I
probably have mentioned it. Have I mentioned it? I'm pretty sure.
That's a good trivia question. Have you mentioned it on the podcast before?
I have. I know exactly one point where I have mentioned it. And I probably mentioned it before that.
Confused.
There you go. The coach had an old Ford Bronco.
And I said, that looks like a damn fine vehicle.
It's a quote from Patrick Manning.
Yeah, you can clip that.
Clip it. As I'm sure the whole population of the United States is aware, is after a 25-year hiatus, Ford Bronco came back, reintroduced their Ford Bronco SUV, and the whole country,
the first SUV in the world.
Yes, Ford Bronco coined the term SUV, a sport utility vehicle, with the original Bronco made in the 60s.
So
it's pretty dope.
I know you were test driving some things and then you took it back, and then did it ever exchange hands back to them?
They got me.
They're like, why did they do this?
Yeah.
Well,
the longer you're driving it, the less likely you are to return it.
Yeah, they gave me 2. They're like, keep it another while we figure out the credit stuff.
You thought it was like jokes on them. You're like, I've put 100 miles on this thing.
Jokes on you. Those were 100 miles that you had to pay gas for.
I did have to pay gas.
So what? How is it? I mean, how did the transaction go? I think we all know the car. You've kind of told us a lot about it. How
Yeah,
did
I never one.
they
I
work
didn't
with
know.
you?
No, they were really good. And they actually spent like the big thing for me was financing. That was my only deal breaker. If the interest rates were ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
anything actually above like like high fours, I didn't want to fuck
Mm-hmm.
with. Um, and they actually had lower than what Huntington had. When my research, I did a research, like I went with Huntington and figured out what rates they had, and this was actually lower. They like found me a credit union, and credit unions are like pretty much you have to be a member of them, but I was a member because I don't know, like they found some bullshit
It's
reason to make
whatever.
me a
Yeah.
They were
member.
happy
Yeah,
to take
You
money.
paid
Yeah.
some
yeah,
tax.
yeah. So I just had to put money down, and then I signed it. The weird thing about this financing though is like you are penalized if you pay more than the payment for the first 2 years.
Oh, that's
So
kind
you
of
just
weird.
yeah, you can't pay more, otherwise you're penalized.
So you have to do the minimum, or is it a range?
It's I think it's just no, I think it's just
Just whatever.
the payment.
Monthly payment. Okay.
Yeah. And then I also learned one thing. So then after 2 years, I can pay as much as I want. I could pay it off that day if I wanted to. But I also learned that unlike you guys don't have mortgages, but
Nope.
when you have a mortgage, you pay just interest for the longest time before you even touch the principal. You pay interest first. You don't pay the principal. You're just literally paying the interest. Student loans, I think it's the same way. You pay the interest up front, and then you start touching the principal after all the interest is paid off.
I think it might be mixed, but yes, continue.
Okay. If it's mixed, then it might be the same way as this car is. If you pay more on your mortgage monthly, your total amount never changes. It never goes down. Like if you owe $200,000, you can pay $100,000 in a month, and you still owe $100,000. But with a car loan, if you start paying more because the interest is mixed, then your overall interest across the 4 to 6 year car loan you'll pay less at the end, overall, which
Okay.
I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would assume
That's
the
cool.
loans are similar because, I mean, people just kind of extend it. I mean, well, in some scenarios, time's always ticking. You're not, the interest can go up. So, well, Grant, as no off-roading yet, planning to bust open, is the roof on or off right now?
It's a soft top, so it's on.
Okay.
It rained all day. It takes like 15 seconds to take off most of the roof. Like if it's sunny out and we're going on some rides and it's gonna be sunny the whole day, I'll probably remove the whole roof. Removing the whole roof really doesn't make a difference to the driver or the passenger at all. I don't think I would ever do it by myself.
Oh, like it's kind of more in the
But
back.
yeah, it's like the whole thing in the front, and it's like probably to half of the middle seat. I don't know. I haven't sat in the middle seat with the roof down.
How protective of you are Grant? This is your new baby. Say Mr. Manning comes to visit.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows how to drive stick. You
Mhm.
let him swing
Yeah,
it
sure.
around. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, personally.
My buddy Justin, who's super into Fords, I asked him because he's known I've been like obsessed with the Bronco for like 2 years. He would always send me like posts of Bronco news and stuff. But I asked him if he can drive a stick, and he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, you got to take it for your spin then.
What about myself? Learning how to drive stick. Where does that comfort zone fall?
I don't know.
You're not.
I'm a little less
But the Fiesta right now, if I got in,
I've never
that'd be
stalled
okay.
it, you know? It's kind of nice. I've never stalled out, you know? You would stall out countless times.
Countless. There's
Countless.
another one.
I mean,
Another one.
I would probably be counting. Be like 55,
But you wouldn't have
56.
the Fiesta. I can test drive.
I never owned it. I mean,
Well, I mean, okay.
yeah.
If I was
So yeah, knock yourself out.
You knock yourself
It
out.
was a thing.
Hey, if you drive up from Cincy, I paid my
Yeah.
parents for the month for it, so I told them it's still I get it till the end of the month, so
So I'll drive up,
gotta teach all my friends
drive it
stick.
back, drive
Yeah.
back again. Damn. Well, congrats, Grant. That's exciting.
Yeah, you and Quinn kind of celebrated it in your shirt color choice.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, cyber orange, right?
Cyber Orange.
Kind of close, kind of close.
And you didn't?
Yeah, what the in his facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out for the Bronco.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Quinn.
Yeah.
Got it.
Actually, you haven't shaved since the day I bought it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew I could. My toes were extra tingly, so I just kept growing. Once I
Yeah.
heard you got that second day test drive, and I was like, it's like
My toes haven't stopped tingling, actually, since I got
Nice.
it. Yeah.
pedal to the middle.
that's love.
Or diabetes, I can't tell.
Gout, something.
All right, Grant. What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today? We're talking about Severance, which this is a weird thing to even this is the first time it's not. I mean, we mentioned it last week. But I'll just say so. It's American science fiction psychological thriller streaming television series created by Dan Erickson, directed by Ben Stiller, which I see every episode. I'm like, oh, Ben Stiller.
Yeah, they make
Stars
that
Adam
one.
Scott. The plot follows Mark, an employee of Lumen Industries, who agrees to go to a severance program in which his non-work memories are separated from his work memories. And I think that's one way to describe it, but really you're kind of living because your memories are severed, you're living, there's kind of two versions of you. There's the work you and the non-work you, and they can't communicate at all. Because you're severed. You can't think of, if you're at work, you're like, I can't wait to get off work. I'm going to jog today. I'm going to cook meatballs. That thought doesn't carry over
Nope.
if you're severed. And as we kind of said last week, this is like, I could see a short single episode anthology Black Mirror with the same premise. This is, though, just a series. And I'm curious how it's going to play out. It was kind of hard for me to stop watching at episode 3. I want to watch more.
Yeah, so this is an Apple TV Plus show. They're just coming off their success, with Oscar Best Picture winner Coda.
They
Can't
bought
forget
it.
that one.
They bought it, and it was a Hallmark movie.
So we watched episodes 1 through 3, and my general feedback was thought episode 1 was great. I think it did a great job at setting the stage, preparing, getting all the pieces in place. You got this woman, you got this guy, Parks and Rec guy, Mayor of Icetown. It took me a little bit to not see him as that, because I think that's the last thing I watched Adam Scott in many years ago. And so I thought that part was good, but maybe, I don't know if you agree or disagree, but episode 2 and episode 3, I didn't really feel added more to the story. Like, I just need some answers. I'm still like, what the fuck's going on? I have no.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're not laying out additional foundation for like expanded answers. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why I want to watch another one, because I'm like,
just one more might help.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Well, and I think episode 1 ended in a pretty good way. I totally saw like after episode 1, like the ending with her, right? That's how it ended. Like
Mhm.
I saw that they weren't showing her. He kept on talking to this woman. I was like, okay, like yeah, this woman is yeah.
Yeah.
A little too interested.
Mm-hmm. And then the whole what's his name? Phil,
Petey.
Petey.
Pete.
Nothing really. You're right. Nothing really happened there.
He died, maybe.
Yeah. What? That was the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But what happened in episode? What was episode 2? Did anything happen? Just Pete
that
kind
was
of
more
living with him.
Yeah, it was Helly
Helly.
not vibing, trying to escape, and then Petey talking about is like playing the recording of what the break room was, I think.
Which they dramatized so much. I thought they were gonna be like tortured. I'm like, I didn't think it was that bad.
I'm thinking it's something. I think there's something with the volume. They're doing something with sound, because he has to put these earmuffs on. It's very protective. Like he would like put those things on and clamped them on, and I think they're doing like some sort of like weird brainwashing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they're making a cult. That's my thing.
I don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, a couple questions right off the rip. So
Just a
the
couple.
woman, is she severed?
No,
What
I don't
woman?
think her
The
or
old
the black dude
senior
are severed.
manager.
Here, let's get.
His
We're
name
gonna have
is
to discuss this multiple
Harmony
times. Let's pull up
Cobell.
When
Harmony.
they leave,
Yes,
when
Harmony.
she leaves, Harmony is able to know what happened at the workplace.
What does she do?
When she goes
Yeah.
into
She's
Adam's
like
dad's
talking.
house.
Yeah. She's like, oh, he's like left or something.
okay.
Like,
and
yeah.
all this stuff that happened, like I don't know, I forget what she was talking about on the phone, but like just like she knows what's going on.
She keeps
like,
tabs on
yeah,
Mayor Icetown. Okay.
and even like she's like peering through the window and saying like, "Oh, I hope you're okay" or whatever. I don't know. Like,
And she does come and like inspect the house.
Yeah, that was,
Forgot about that.
and she's talking on the phone to Corbell or whatever his name is.
yeah.
The black dude?
Yeah,
Okay.
What's his name?
they always say his last name. I
Seth
forget.
Milchick?
Milchick.
Milchick.
Yeah.
Milchick.
Mr. Milchick.
Mr. Milchick.
You don't want him to be mad.
Okay. So she's not severed. That makes sense.
I don't know
And
why
he's
they're
not
so
severed too,
obsessed.
because when he's talking to her to get her back inside at the stairwell. So
They're also talking about like Mark's outside life. Like they're talking about
Yeah.
the book from his brother.
Mhm.
Like, how would you know about that?
they're like
That
another
Mark
one.
has a brother who's a book writer.
Yeah, even
you
just
know,
bringing
like,
the book
yeah.
from outside to inside. And
Yeah.
having the context carry over.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good call, Grant.
Okay.
I don't know why they're so like. Why are they breaking into Mark's plate? Like, why is Helly not? Are they doing that with Helly and we just haven't seen it? Are they doing that with all their
I
employees?
think it's because Petey left.
Petey. I think Petey's the red
Catalyst.
flag alarm. Like, huh?
Oh, because he.
Kind of
What
went
they
AWOL.
What's the? He got reintegrated too,
Yeah.
and they don't know where he is
Trick
until
little
now. Yeah, what I don't know why Mark just sat. I thought Mark was gonna be like, "Hey, I know him. He's having an episode. I'll take care of him or something." Or he just kind of watched it all
It's
happen.
dangerous, man.
Yeah.
What's
If they're looking, I mean, it's kind of like if anything happens to me.
But like,
They
is
came
there
back.
danger? I feel like there's all this heightened like scare, but then it's like the threats are like
They haven't
The
done. They
break
haven't
room.
shown their power level yet.
yeah, and then it's like they're gonna give us the bad soap. That was like the other thing he said, like the threat. Like in the bathroom, they're gonna not have good soap.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I hope you're right, like onto something with the brainwashing, which would make sense. Because yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed in their
They're just,
torture.
like, saying they're sorry over and over.
Yeah,
Just strange.
yeah, it was
what
like
do you?
even the recording was like, oh yeah, that's. I mean, it's definitely like concerning that they're having you say that at all and repeat it,
Just
but it's
weird,
not
yeah.
like it's just weird. It's like off-putting.
Yeah.
What do the numbers represent? Grant?
Nothing.
What numbers?
Their job. What are they doing there?
Oh, I don't think
Why
they're
are
doing
they
anything.
severed?
I don't
You
know
don't think
why they're
those numbers
signing up
mean
to be
anything?
severed. I
Well, they gave their
thought like,
lives.
but I don't know. I thought,
I think it's presented as a very prestigious opportunity.
yeah, I think like with Helly, it
They
seemed
explain
like
her?
she had kind of a bigger, like she was excited, like the way she was talking about her job interview. I think when they were showing her, and like she was excited to like bring her skills to the table, which also is like confusing. How can you bring anything to the table ever? Like you can't bring any past work experience. You can't bring what your college education. You can't bring what you studied. You can't like you can't bring anything to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have any idea. We know one person, Helly, who's kind of interested, and then Mark, who just hates his life and wanted to forget a lot, so he signed up.
Oh my god.
And
I think it's like a they're like testing out like torture on people, you know?
Oh,
And I feel like it's like they're just like doing these things to like see how people react. It's just like a psychological experiment of like confinement and to see what they can get people to do. And like they have all those like manuals and like protocols. So like you can it's like an experiment, you know? Like you felt like it's all very procedural, so it can be like replicated. And I feel like they're modifying the procedures to get
mm-hmm.
the best outcome. And that's
So
kind of
more control, right?
yeah.
I think like when they talked about the revolt or whatever riot uprising, and
Yeah.
then that was a negative result, and they're like, all right, we need to rethink how this is structured so that doesn't happen again.
Space them out more. The coup.
And they made it like a maze,
Yeah.
you know, which sounds, I don't know. I think I would be like Helly.
Me too.
Running
I don't
out
like
there.
Yeah, I don't like it.
sorting numbers. So dumb.
yeah, I don't know if there was. I don't. I was trying to think about what the numbers meant. I don't think I got to torture, but something with, like you said, experiments, and those numbers are whatever encrypted, but they're actually like the experiment's gone wrong. I don't know. Someone died, and that's actually a picture of someone's dead body or something, but it's in a number, and then you
Mm.
gotta drag it to the box. Something like that.
It just feels so arbitrary, like scary feeling, you know? Like it so
Well,
I just
maybe it has
can't.
meanings. Maybe maybe it's like has some sort of connection to their previous memories, you know? And they're like, oh, that's when it's bleeding over. That's when our technology is not working or something. You
Testing
know what
like
I'm saying?
subliminal messaging.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Like maybe they're
It's
playing cues or like they're,
yeah.
I don't know. But one thing I didn't like was um like the whole you can't write a message to yourself or you're
Code
gonna get caught.
detectors.
Code detectors.
Right.
I like all
Can't
you're
come.
telling me no one all you have to do is like make a code that can be decoded, but like just make a code to yourself and put it on your like leg or like your groin, right?
Code
And it
detectors,
doesn't
Grant.
even have to
Code detectors.
well well
Just like a red
I
flag.
thought they
Yeah.
said they can only detect letters.
Yeah.
Thought it was any. I don't know. I knew I watched that part and I was like, Grant's gonna be not satisfied with this.
I
Part.
thought that too.
No, it was stupid.
Yeah, if you can sever your memories, I just kind of accepted. Oh, they can detect letters in this.
Could they though? I still think they can't. That's why it upsets me because like I think Mark's just I think they can.
What are you going to? Didn't they detect it?
When? I don't think so.
In the elevator, and then
He's
that guy came.
I think she had a note or something.
Yeah, and then the elevator went off, and then he took the blame for
I thought they just stopped the elevator. Like it wasn't clear that it was a code detection.
No,
I
I
didn't
think
think
it.
it implied it.
Cause she like showed him it right before.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was because she had the note, the written
Code
note.
detector. Code detector. When in doubt, code detector. Yeah, and then he had to go to the break room like a bad boy.
Yeah, he got punished. She just whips that mug at him too. I didn't want to have to do that to you, Mark, but I just think it's a room for growth.
And then she's like, I didn't enjoy that or something. Yeah.
No, and then he's like, "Open it, door open or closed," and she just doesn't say anything. Just ignores him.
Yeah, the whole board thing is weird too. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
she like speaks for the board and she's like, the board is not talking this time. Like, okay. More just a question mark. I don't know. Doesn't really scare me. Doesn't really excite me. It's more of a mystery.
Yeah. I'm really curious how it'll come together. I feel like it could be a loose ends, kind of stupid, or it could like the things they've kind of set up. I do agree with you guys though. I think especially episode 2, like I don't know. It's interesting to watch, and I think it's still kind of mood building though. There's not that much going on. It's very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if
Also,
there's
you
gonna
think
be
like
any...
I think his family would be a little bit more like does no one know who works at Lumen? Like, is there no way for public record, no way to find that out? You know, like the fact that he's living in like this development with only one neighbor, wouldn't the sister know his neighbor pretty well? Then you have one neighbor.
I mean, doesn't he have more neighbors? I know they only show that neighbor.
That's
And it
what no,
looks
he
like
said
the
they
other
didn't fill.
houses.
No, he said never filled out. It's a brand new development. It was for Lumen employees, and they never. He literally has one
Oh,
neighbor. Yeah,
okay.
that was my understanding.
I mean, I think I remember that. I think some people are public. They just some are severed and some are not severed.
Yeah, I think it's like shameful. So you're almost like
Yeah, the
don't
SJWs
share.
are posting on Twitter like, "Hey, severed employees, not for me."
like
Yeah, but
people don't say
if
they
it's
had
your
an
sibling,
abortion.
yeah, but if it's your sibling and they're kind of like,
I think
I
she's
don't know.
trying though.
It was a weird dinner.
Yeah, like the dinner, like she tried to get him out.
Oh,
She tried to set him up with
that's
that
something.
date. They dropped off like a present, whatever. The present was pretty weird, but
You
I
don't have
think
to
they're
eat
trying
food anymore, right?
Dude, I don't just yeah.
I get. Yeah,
They're-
I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're like trying. I just feel like he's worked there for a while, and she's
I
not
think,
suspicious of anything. You know,
but I think
like
if
if
you put
you're
it in
if
context,
if
his
your
wife
sister was
died.
talking to their like neighbor the whole time about moving the cans and shit, like constant, like that happens all the time. Like you would have catch that like multiple times. You'd be like, "Is she old? Like what's wrong with her? Like she can't figure that out." You know, like
But then you would say, yeah, she is old. She brings
Yeah,
over
I
cookies
don't-
sometimes. She's pretty nice. She just
Yeah.
doesn't. She just is a confused old lady. Like that'd be the expression.
I mean,
yeah, that's
yeah.
nice. You're helping her.
it's easy for me to say with the knowing that she's not a nice old lady.
Yeah, you would probably think that it's like, oh, that's nice. You're trying to help out your neighbor. You know, I know you
Yeah.
haven't been making connections a lot lately since your wife died.
Yeah, I think he's got a good alibi.
All right, Lumen killed all these people, and to coerce people to get severed. What do you guys think?
What? What do you mean?
Lumen killed Mark Scott's wife. Lumen killed Petey's daughter, June.
I don't think his name Mark Scott. Oh, you're right. I didn't know his last name was
Scott. But
Scout.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Petey was like, where the fuck is June, right? So I think something happened to his daughter, And I think we will find out that,
Helly.
and as well as the other people too. Like maybe they're like coercing people to, or like creating an opportunity, you know?
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's either a good alibi or they or make kind of putting them in that position. I haven't really thought about that one.
Like they've scouted out their candidates already.
Well,
Mhm.
or like they know you've had a loss in your life and probably
You're the perfect, yeah.
yeah, so they present themselves. Hey, they reach out to you on LinkedIn, you know, send you an email and say, "Hey, what's up?"
They just scour the obituaries, you know? Facebook targeted advertising, you know?
That's right.
Lumen targeted advertising.
Lumen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I've been good at. I don't know. I haven't seen any spoilers. I will.
No. I
continue to
will.
watch.
I checked when you initially brought it up because this is where I usually check like reviews. It's called like rating graph. And it's just IMDb reviews, but it like it's great for TV shows because it'll show you like the trend of the season or like the best episodes. Like I'll do it sometimes if I want to watch like an It's Always Sunny, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you like want to watch like a really funny one.
Mm-hmm.
That's rated really high. And it's not really a spoiler, but the last two are rated like really, really high. So
You're
So
saying
excited
it
for
ends on. It's the opposite of Game of Thrones.
So our next episode, the episode following this
I
one,
think they all get better. But like I
You
think
watch the worst episodes.
yes, we did.
Okay.
well, that's kind of like they're setting the foundation, I guess, and we're just
Yeah.
gonna see it.
The last three are I mean, it's skewed. The last one is 9.8 right now.
Is Christopher Walken gonna do some shit?
Yeah,
Dude, didn't you hear he made the fucking
what's
the
their
new bag?
department?
No what?
Ocular or graphic
Optics and
ocular-
design. Like
yeah.
fuck optics and design.
See, that's why I think it's torture because they're like seeing how people like react. Mark is like very. They're like seeing how people respond to the environment, with, like, stress. Some get like super tribal, like that guy. Some like want to reach out and be diplomatic, and the other like, I don't know what Mark's really doing. He's like,
Irving
Right.
like loses his mind.
yeah, panic attack, and they're like, you're asleep.
What the dude? That was the most unnerving scene. I think was when
Mm-hmm.
she's like, you can't react to the praise. She's like, react to the praise the same way. Like, what would she do? Like 10 points deducted.
Please don't speak. Please don't speak any further. You lose the rest of the points.
Yeah. Still, I mean,
She said something about like making love, right, or something. And he was like, oh,
Oh,
he's like, please don't, please do not, please react to like each response and with the same, yeah, whatever she said. Yeah, that was.
equivalently.
Yeah. That was way more like mind fucking to me and like shitty than the break room.
And they were also
You know?
generic statements too. It was like, you are a great swimmer. You are a kind person.
You
have a
take a
trophy.
yeah, you take a public speaking class.
okay.
Just like Mad Libs for like positive things.
You do a podcast with your two friends.
Whoa. Cool.
Quinn, no reaction. You must react. You must try to react the same to each one of these affirmations.
Okay.
10 points deducted.
Another 10 today. I like he was a VIP at Pips.
Really exclusive club.
Yeah, I don't. Any closing thoughts? I still think we're in the weeds in this one. We
What
probably.
does that mean?
I mean, I guess in the literal
You've been
sense,
quiet, Quinn.
we're
That's a
actually not.
Chardon expression.
Well, usually you're in the weeds if you're in. You're
You're in the
dealing with too
poison
many
ivy.
details. This is more like Maybe we're in the forest. We just don't know what's going on. I can't really comment. I can guess. It's fun to like theory craft, but
Is that what in the weeds mean? I
no,
always
it doesn't.
That's like you're in the details.
Maybe
You're
if
not
I was
focused
a
on the
No.
big picture.
if I was an ant and I was in the weeds, then I'd be lost, like
No,
I am now.
in the weeds means like you're like stressed and you're stuck.
No,
No, it means you're in the details.
you're in the detail. You're talking about
Really?
things.
It's used different. So, like whenever I've served, like if you're in the weeds and you're a server or like in the that means like you have lost your rhythm and you're kind of like you're like fuck. I'm frantic. You're like you're struggling to keep up with everything that's going on. That table, you're just like fuck, and you're like, dude, are you in the weeds? It's not a good. It's like you're not lost in the details. You're just like fucked if you're in the
Just
weeds
having
and you
Yeah, I'm
over
looking at-
sent like data overload.
There's only two definitions. One is the one Grant brought up, and one is the one me and Pat are talking about.
Okay.
So,
kind of makes
So
sense.
what's give me a context of in the weeds with
well,
your
Grant, as a professional in the corporate world, sometimes you might be on some calls, and an engineer, not good with people, may be expressing some of the technical difficulties.
Let's
of
not
the
get in the
process.
weeds
We're
right
in the
now on
weeds-
this
We're
call.
in the weeds here, Erwin.
This is a discovery call. We don't need to go into the exact, process.
Weeds.
Yeah. Let's take it a step. Let's look at the.
Let's
bigger
keep this
picture.
high level for this discussion. We can go and have a future discussion
Keep it
next week and
offline.
get a little granular. Let's get the granular details on another call.
Just update the documentation with that because that's all great stuff, Erwin.
Yeah, chill the fuck out. Yeah,
How many
I'm
cups of
surprised you
coffee
haven't
have
heard
you
that
had
though,
today?
Grant.
Oh, and Erwin, where did I say your office, your desk has changed again? You know, yeah. No, yeah, I haven't. Well, I guess I haven't used it or heard
Maybe you
it.
heard
much,
it and
so.
you were like, "Damn, are we are we overwhelmed right now?"
Yeah.
All right, I gave a couple crazy predictions. Quinn, you have any crazy predictions?
Well, mine was less crazy than yours. Mine was
You calling me
just
crazy? right
numbers
now?
are they're more stereotypical, just experiments gone wrong, covering it up, and but actually I don't know. Now that I'm saying that out loud, I don't know why they would need people to like sort like pictures or evidence of scary dead bodies or things gone wrong.
Okay.
They could do it themselves. But
I guess mine would be just because I said this when Quinn made his predictions. Like I think the sorting has something to do with reactions to previous memories.
Mm-hmm.
Like something scary to them because it's like when Pete said like you were still sad when you worked, you just didn't know
Mhm.
why. It's like you're scared of that, you just don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Because it triggers an actual memory. I don't know. So that's what I would think. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. Prediction. I'm trying to think of.
ooh, crazy.
I think it
Ooh,
goes
I got it.
pretty deep. My prediction is like because we kind of saw a glimpse of this with Harmony and the other person who's even higher than Harmony. Like I think Harmony even is being manipulated. Like is kind of is kind of there against her own free will as well.
Yeah, they played her like a fiddle. They just sat there and they'd like you to speak first, and then just silence. That's like the classic, like just talking yourself into trouble, kind of, where they're like, yeah, we don't. She started talking and brought up like PD and how he was showing signs of being reintegrated, and they're just like, that's not possible actually, and we think someone of your level should know that. And it's like, oh shit, she just walked herself into it, and then
Yeah.
just doesn't say anything. Quinn had a brainstorm.
I had a brainstorm. My crazy thought that I'm gonna go with is Helly is either Mark's wife or Petey's daughter. He said
June.
June. I forgot. I mean, she might be a little old for that, but maybe somehow related.
I like the Mark's wife. I like that. Like she was put into the room that Petey was saying like people stay there all the time, and she never actually died or whatever. And then they transferred her over or something.
Could be, yeah. He just doesn't.
And they're testing like the.
He doesn't know because she's in the innies and the outies. They don't know.
But they did see each other outside. He drove past her. In the parking lot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he almost hit her.
So
maybe
I was with you.
All right.
Okay, well.
Oh,
it could be June.
We'll
it could be June.
Part out.
Could be June. 50% is not bad.
Who could be June?
Helly. The red-haired girl.
But they're all their name. You don't think their names real?
Helly's
Her name's
not a
Helly.
real name.
Helly, Petey.
Like Helen.
Never.
Helena.
Never heard anyone.
I'm just saying
willingly
they're doing
call
a lot with
himself
memory
Helly.
stuff and knowing things, and maybe you don't know that person used to be your wife or daughter.
How did Pete get out?
Just fucking yank that thing out of his brain. Seems like it, bro. He's having some issues.
That will probably. I don't know.
Like they let him go, without like.
He just didn't. I think
No,
he just yanked that thing out, and then he
didn't
just
show up to
stopped going to
work.
work.
He yanked it
somehow
out.
he was able to get Like your outie knows. You're like, I know I got to go to work, but I just don't know what I do. So somehow he just found someone to get it out, or he did something.
Yeah.
Probably the cell phone, that we were left with on ringing.
Episode 4.
Yeah, that's probably maybe they told him something that he didn't like, and he reintegrated himself.
All right. Is it about that time?
It's about the time. How are we doing this? One by one?
Sure. Let's do rapid fire. G&Q patented reviewer. Where we decide whether the true rating of Severance episodes 1 through 3 are over or under the IMDb scores.
Hit me with the pilot.
8.1. They all have around 2,000 to 3,000 votes.
It's not that much. I think over 2.
I'm going to go over 2.
Pilot's good.
Second episode, 8.0.
Under.
I'm going under.
Definitely. In Perpetuity, 7.8.
Under.
I'll go under.
I'm going to go under 2. Honestly, 2 and 3 kind of blurred into one.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference.
But I'm hoping. It looks like these numbers just go up.
Can we get a
most
sneak
of them.
peek of the 4?
4 is 8.3. Ooh. Then it goes. Drops a little. But then
I really hope they focus more on the world. Like when we didn't know who Pete was, and that dude was just. I thought it was gonna be some sort of because they were at the dinner party, they don't eat food anymore. Like I thought it was gonna be some interesting piece. Like this dude's just fucking nuts. He's
food?
like,
They don't eat. Just them. That was just
no. They were like
quirky.
There's like something on the radio or something. Is like dinnerless dinners. It's like foodless dinners is like a new thing.
Oh, for everybody in the world.
I thought they were just hipster and weird.
Really?
Yeah, I just got that they're like real weird. Like
I don't want to look it up until we see.
Yeah, you're gonna find something.
But he was just so weird. Like all his things were like, we got the 3 beds so that it's
Oh, that was weird as hell.
Weird.
Like
weird.
That's why I was just like, this guy's weird. He's like, he gave the sheets were like stitched in Norwegian loom or something. He's like, you're gonna sleep great in there. He's like, I don't know.
It was like a child's bed.
Yeah, and it was just like.
Did they even have a kid?
She's pregnant.
Oh.
But they set up all the beds. But there's something about the sheets weren't ready or something for the real beds.
Because they were on the Norwegian loom. Like he was like hands. I don't know. Like I just got the vibe that they're weird and he does quirky things.
And he writes books.
Yeah, but even like how he put the gift. He's like on the door. He's like, do I put it on the door? Do I put it on the side? Oh, I don't know, just like
Yeah.
just weird.
Yeah, I thought they mentioned the foodless dinner like before, but maybe it's just his quirk. I thought it was like a common thing, but maybe not. That's what I'm looking forward to is like some more worldly. Like I want to hear about societal
Mm-hmm.
stuff because I think it sounds like it's dystopic in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard to find a job, and that's the vibe I'm getting. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think once we we connect Mark with the PD's group that was like the outside like liberators or whatever, we'll get a view of what's really going on and what the world is like.
Yeah.
And that'll scratch your itch.
Yeah. All right. Well, over, under.
We're all the same. All in agreement.
All locked in agreement. I'm looking forward to the next 3,
3, 4, 5, and 6 of Severance.
I
Apple
hope
TV Plus.
one of our
Where's
smaller
our check?
sponsors.
Checks in the mail.
Smaller. They're the largest company in the world.
Are they still after this fucking market crash today? I don't know.
You better be careful. We're also sponsored by Saudi royalty.
Aramco.
They don't like it when you say Apple's bigger than them.
Mm-mm.
Sorry.
This might go back to the GQ review after Pat's gonna disappear. Like,
I'm gonna get severed.
Yeah.
Yo, actually that's no joke. I think they're Apple. I mean, I don't know if it was because of today, but they're second now to Saudi. Yeah, Aramco.
Well, Aramco's not public, are they?
They have a market cap figure here, so I don't know how they're getting that number.
So I just know Saudi royalty is like you can't even like they're not reporting anything to anyone.
Well, I don't know
if they're public now. Which I knew they had plans of being public, but yeah, they're $10 trillion. They fucking steamroll anyone else.
This is, I mean, only $2 trillion.
Wow.
God, I don't
Tata
know,
Wool, that's the ticker.
Tesla's number 6.
Or
They're the
SAR.
6th largest market cap in the world. Oh my.
Yeah, bro, they make cars.
Oh my god.
I saw on TikTok someone says Tesla's she had a Tesla and she did not like it at all. She said the interior is built like plastic and she traded in for a Porsche. And she said this is way better.
What great TikTok content, Grant. Aren't you glad you watched that TikTok?
Yeah, I'm sharing it with you guys.
Vegan leather, which is plastic.
You have to dig through so much shit to get something funny on TikTok.
Well, 6-second shovels.
No, you can. They have like 10-minute videos now.
They don't have 10-minute videos.
What?
They don't have 10-minute videos.
They do.
I've never watched more than 1 minute long, probably.
No, they have like 3 minutes, right? The longest.
And then they upgraded it to 10 minutes.
What are you watching for 10 minutes, Clint?
I'm not doing it. I'm saying you have the potential to stumble
I think
across
you're
that.
watching.
So then it just increases.
I get too much Valorant stuff now.
It's all garbage. I just like funny stuff, and it's too hard to find funny stuff. So
I've been getting a lot of random stand-up, and it's pretty good.
What about that airplane food? This comedian owns Heckler. I don't know.
It's pretty funny sometimes.
Oh, they're professionals. So
Yeah.
all right, Severance 4th to 6th next week.
4 through 6 next week. Thank you all for joining us. You can email us feedback@gqreview.com. Maybe you have a favorite series you want us to watch. Do you have a favorite Black Mirror episode? Is it White Christmas? We'll watch it and review it. I love that episode with John Hamm. That one's so good. Well, maybe you have a different one. You can email us. We have social media. We have an Instagram. We have Twitter. Do you want to DM us that your favorite Black Mirror episode is White Christmas? Do it
With
there.
John Hamm.
With John Hamm at GQ Review is our handle for both of those. We have we have 3 inboxes. You can email us about your favorite Black Mirror episode, White Christmas with John Hamm. Until next week, thank you all for listening.
John Hamm's our third largest sponsor.
Peace.
Peace.
See ya.